Our travels have taken us to yet another wonderful roadside attraction and an outstanding national destination, the USS Alabama Battleship Memorial Park, located in Mobile, Alabama, just off of Interstate 10. Let's take a look at what life was like for the sailors who manned the ship. As many as 2,500 officers and established men were active on the USS Alabama during wartime, which is basically a small town afloat out in the ocean. So how did this town even work? So come along and join us for a walking tour of this incredible vessel. The Alabama's first deployment came in April 1943, just over a year after the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. The attack was a turning point in World War II that brought the United States into the war in full capacity. At 680 feet long, this massive boat was a marvel of modern shipbuilding. Its first assignment was to the Atlantic Ocean. Its primary job was to provide protection from any German surface threats. In August 1943, the battleship returned to the United States, where it underwent an overhaul in preparation for operations in the Pacific Theater. Let's take a look inside and see what there is to see. It's such a maze inside this place. Here's a flag locker. Yeah, you see all these stairs going up, down. Oh, here's a dinner tray. Christina's going down the steps there. Post office. Here's a dining room for officers. An example of an officer's bedroom. Here's where the chaplain stayed. He provided services for the sailors. As far as the sailors go, keep in mind that these young men grew up during the 1930s, right in the Great Depression. They were watching The Little Rascals or The Three Stooges in theaters. They didn't have TV at home. This wasn't commonplace until the 1950s, way after the war had concluded.
Ow! What's the matter, you nuts? Get down! Pipe down, you guys. You're spoiling the whole war for me.
Some of the top movies at the time would have been films like Citizen Kane and Casablanca.
He's looking at you, kid.
Here's the wardroom. This is where the officers would have their meals. It's a pretty large space. Now it has some models of the ship.
Alright, so we started over there. And then we went up these stairs, right there.
Okay, here we've got a bakery. It's a pretty active place on a ship that has 2,500 sailors. That's a lot of bread you gotta make. Here's the ovens. It's cool they have these photos on the wall that show, the actual sailors back in the day making the bread. Got a tool and die shop right here. Of course, that's a handy thing to have aboard. Now we're going into the cafeteria. There's some bowls. I imagine you can grab one of those. You can grab your cereal, fresh fruit, sausages. And that's the breakfast line. Yeah, that's a nice old photo of the cookies. Yeah, it just keeps going like this, up and down these stairs, all these little rooms. Here's the dormitory. And that's some tight sleeping quarters right there. And from what I understand, these are hotbeds, they call them. So you'd go in shifts. One guy would sleep on this bed, and if he had the night shift, then the day shift guy would come in and get a nice hotbed. All right, the brig. Nothing worse than being in jail on a boat out in the ocean, I suppose. The athletic gear, lucky bag room. Baseball, of course, was very popular at the time. In fact, Joe DiMaggio was a enlisted serviceman. Got the barber shop here. You got to keep your hair high and tight there. We've got a print room, and then of course the dark room. Back up the stairs. Here's a fellow just hanging out. Could be another brig, not sure. Here's a dormitory. Oh, we got some. Well, this could be a Thanksgiving dinner here. Let's see if they've got a turkey going. The canned goods storage room. Here's some examples of some Japanese arms. 20mm ammunition belting table. You had to be strong to work there. This would be a dormitory or room for an officer. It's really neat that they have these mannequins all set up. It really gives you a personal feel of what it was like to be a sailor back in those times. Oh, now we have this underwater suit. So, of course, you know, if there's something wrong with the propeller, you got to send someone down to check it out. And that's how they did it. Yeah, the infirmary right here. This is a safe water testing lab. You don't want anyone getting sick. Make sure that water's right. We got the blacksmith's area. Look at that, an old Snickers bar. Okay, I'm coming around the corner here. All kinds of tools and shops on here. It's amazing what they had to do to keep this town going with no resources. They had to bring everything. They had to think of everything. All your food, all your equipment, all your tools. Every sailor had their own job, you know, just to make this town run. Just like any town, really, you know. People have specialized skills to keep the thing afloat, so to say. Okay, we've gotten through the inside tour. Now we're going to check out the bow. We started back on the stern. Now we're going to the front of the boat. We had a really beautiful day, too. So we're going up to the top there. There's, yeah, just machine guns everywhere, all over. Every direction you can think of. Well, if you got this far, thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you on the next one.